coming on 7:52. Sorry about that. So, so hello everyone. Nice to meet you and nice to see you again. What I'd like to talk about today is tuning the energy. Before I go into that, my name is Jason. I'm a channeler, and this is my site. And if you're interested, I've got spiritual guidance sessions, and there's 3 different types here. And I've got offerings, so there's a mug, and then I have this light worker group that you can join. We have 2 monthly live Q&A channelings, and you get access to all the archives as well, in addition to sound baths each month. So 50 plus hours of of channeling, and about 30 sound baths. And so, before we get into anything, this is the yin and yang symbol. This is the symbol that I think best describes what we're all going through at this moment. We have these 2 polarized sides that are very polarized. And then we have this middle path here that we're just starting to realize exists, that we didn't really have to jump into one side or the other. We're always taught in our educational systems and our mass media that we have to be angry, we have to fight, we have to get in there and get angry and get emotional. Otherwise, what are you doing? You're just laying down and this kind of stuff. This is how we're taught. All of our movies are about that. Our movies are about the hero who is fighting against evil, or the hero that is taking revenge for things that have been done to him. And he's in anger, and he's living in this angry state in one of these polarities continuously. And because he's in these polarities, he's able to do things that normal people wouldn't be able to do legally, right? And so this is what we're taught, though, to be in that state. But the true nature of reality is, if there's something that we don't like about our reality, by fighting against it, we just make it stronger. So if those movies were more accurate, then the superhero, every time he fights against, or he battles against one of his foes and wins, that foe actually gets stronger as well, and would continually get stronger. And so you would see that he would never win, because he's continually making his enemy strong, because he's creating what he doesn't want. So this is the idea that if we want to see change in our world, of course there's things out there that we don't want to see. Of course there's so many of them. But if we jump into the polarities over it, and if we jump into like this revenge or anger or fear, then we're just going to create more revenge and anger and fear. But if we walk down that middle path and we see these things happening, we understand that they're all part of some sort of plan that we really don't understand. We don't really know what's going on, and a lot of it seems really, really unfair and just hard to really grasp why that is necessary. But if we're able to not jump into judgment and say that, but I don't want to see, I want to see more of love and more of peace in my life. I want to see less of this. So the way to do that is we create it inside of us. We are the reality creators. So if we see everything and judge it as, this horrible, horrible thing, then the universe is like, okay, that's what you want, more horrible stuff, go ahead, But if we just jump out of that paradigm, we walk down that middle path and we say, I see that these are all stories playing out. I'm not a part of this story. I'm not a body. I'm not third dimensional. I've never been third dimensional. I'm just having this experience down here, but I'm love. I'm made of love, and I just came down here to experience this. And once you get into that framework and that way of thinking, then it enables you to kind of step back a bit and say, oh, okay, I see. There's a lot of stuff going on here. We never die, right? We may be passed from this realm into another realm, but our soul is eternal. We're always here, no matter what happens down here, So understanding that and gaining that energy and that power from that, understanding that, right, everything is happening for my own good, even though I have no idea what it means. And so this is what I wanted to share about the yin and yang symbol, and a little bit more. I've talked about this a lot, but the guide said that the polarities are being charged even more to make it harder and harder for us to be in one polarity or the other, so that we move into the middle path. So the universe is helping us out. So I wanted to talk though today about tuning energy. So that was my topic for today, because this time, this week, this is what's called the Golden Week. This is the beginning of the beginning of summer all over the world. In Europe, they have festivals, in Korea and China and Japan, all over. They have these. It's a big time, and it all throughout the world they share this same time frame, and it's a very wild time. And for me, because I'm picking up on all the energy, it's a time of wind, and I'm not a big fan of wind. I'm a water guy. Wind is too much for me. It's just everything's just happening all at once, and everything's just chaotic. I'm not a big chaos person either. I had a roommate in when I was living in New York. I had a roommate, and he was the coordinator for this like religious community center sort of thing. So they had all kinds of different religions that would gather there, and so he was like the coordinator for it. And they would call him up, and he said that there was this one group, they were the chaos group, and that they would call him up, and he said, I cannot get those chaos people, because how are they supposed to get together if their whole belief system is about not getting together? And he said it was so difficult to get them to organize something. Anyway, that was before I even knew about all this stuff too, which was very interesting. If I knew, I probably wouldn't. I don't know if I would. Yeah, but at that time, I was just like, "Oh, that's interesting." So, but yeah, so I wanted to talk about tuning the energy, because the energy is like a guitar. So I tune my guitar every day. It's given the temperature, the humidity, it's usually the temperature and the humidity. Depending on that, the strings will go out of tune, and so I have to always continually tune them in order to make it sound the way that I want it to sound. And it's similar to the energy around us as well. So we as light workers are tuning our energy, tuning just like tuning a guitar. And every day, depending on all these different factors that are happening, maybe there was a piece of news in the media, and then people freaked out about it, and they put that in the mass consciousness, and you're like, I got to tune that up a bit. It got a little bit out of whack. And what I'm tuning, I'm imagining that my head's a big guitar head, and I'm tuning the pegs. So it's important to tune the energy every day, and by tuning it, we mean kind of clearing the energy. And especially in this time, this windy time, when just things just change at the drop of a at the drop of a dime. Sorry, I'm not getting my phrases right here, but things change so quickly that there's not even time to kind of process them. And for me, I really don't like this time, to be honest. But yeah, it's the time of wind. It's the time of things shifting and changing, and everything's all over the place, and you don't know what's going on. And it's a time where you have to be aware of your energy. And I found the energy that from today is really off today. It's not there, and it's been off this whole week, and I think it's by design. Those who know how to use the energy and are not working on the positive side of things, they often use this time, this windy time, to because they can sneak a lot of things in. And I guess that's one of the things I don't like about it. It's like, typical, right? Just finding the sneaky ways of doing things. So that's one of the reasons. So today in my meditation, I noticed that there were a few other beings with me, and they weren't like kind of meditating with me. They were just kind of like, ha ha ha, and it's like, oh God, And but what, in the meditation, what I realized, what I used to do is just, well, of course I told them, that if you want to come into my energy field, you have a choice of either being transmuted, being sent back to source, or being just, repelled out. So it's up to you. What do you want to do? You can't kind of freeload all my energy. But anyway, I noticed that they were all there, and it's just us as light workers. What we do is we are the lighthouses. Lighthouses don't attack. Lighthouses don't jump out of anywhere. We just shine the light. We're just there on the shore, shining our light out. We're shining the light out, and we see there's all kinds of different things. There's waves, and there's all kinds of sea creatures out there, but we're shining the light. That's what we're doing. We're shining the light. And I thought, in that meditation today, remembering that, oh, right, I'm just here to shine the light. I'm here to shine the light. So maybe these people are around there, but I'm just the lighthouse here, I'm not starting a war. I'm not doing anything. I'm the lighthouse. I'm here to generate light, to keep the light so that those people out there that are on the shore, that were in these rocky waves, I'm not sure where they're going, so they know where to go. I'm not here to jump into the ocean. I'm here as a lighthouse. Lighthouses don't jump into the ocean. Why would they do that? Then what's the point? Then they wouldn't be illuminating and no one would see. So we all serve our roles here on this planet. And so one of the things that we do as light workers is we tune the area. So we've got to tune ourselves up and tune the energy around us so that the light that we're shining out is pure. And that's very important. So I wanted to talk about tuning energy today. And so the way that I usually tune my energy is I use a Tibetan bowl and I sing through all of my chakras. And then I use what are called the bija seed mantras for each chakra. Each chakra has a seed mantra. Well, a seed mantra just means a vowel, basically. Seed mantra sounds all woo-woo, but it's just a vowel. And so I use all that, and then at the end of that, I'll sing all of my chakras all at once, kind of like this big harmony of all of them. And I use a kind of a guttural tone to do that, and that kind of really clears out all the energy. And I do a water meditation after that, and so I do a few other things as well, but that's the main thing, and that really clears up the energy a lot. And I usually do that twice a day, in the morning, at night, just to clear up the energy. Tuning. So I'm just tuning the energy. And we all have different ways of doing it. My guides sometimes laugh at me and they say, why do you have to do all that? You don't really have to do all that to clean the energy. You can just clean it. And but for me, it just I don't know, feels right. It feels like a good way of doing it. But so again, it doesn't have to be anything special. You don't have to get a Tibetan bowl. You can just, I don't know, just imagine things being tuned up if you want. So I'm going to go into a channeling then about tuning energy and see if they have anything to share, if they have any methods or any ideas. I've got like a friend here flying around. So see if they have any ideas or messages about that. Here we go. Greetings. We are the one that you know of as Yeshua, and we're here. And we're here, and we're here, and it is a beautiful time to be here. It's always a beautiful time to be here on your planet. We know that it doesn't seem that way. We know that you go through many ups and downs in your days, and it doesn't feel like it's a good time to be here. Many of you are thinking that in your minds, and we see that you'd rather be somewhere else. You'd rather not be here at this moment. We see that. We understand that. We understand that these seconds can be tiresome. They can be very harrowing at times. But what we'd like to tell you is that it's a beautiful time to be here. It's a beautiful time to be here. And though while on the surface things tend to be moving slowly because you're watching it from second to second, if you could see how this is all playing out, you would be so happy to be where you are because you could see the rest of the story. If this were a movie that you had seen many times and you knew this part of the movie and you enjoyed this part of the movie and you also enjoyed the next part and you understood that you didn't want to fast forward through this part of the movie or skip over it because this was a beautiful part of the movie that set the stage for the rest of the movie. That's where you are at this moment. You are at the point of setting the stage for the rest of the movie. At the moment, it seems as though you're in a transition period, and it is, but it is a setting of stage, as all transitions are. The stage must be set. There must be a intermission between the scenes and in order for the stage to be set. And that's what's happening, and that's why everything feels a bit off for all of you. And what we would say, though, about this energy, what you can do to tune the energy is, first of all, to be grateful. Be grateful for where you are. Be grateful for this ability to be on this planet at this time. This is an amazing time to be on the planet. So gratitude is very, very important. Gratitude is one of the ways to clear through all of the debris that's in your mind, that's in your heart. Gratitude, to be thankful for where you are at this moment, to be thankful that you have enough to eat, to be thankful that you have a place to live, to be thankful that you have clothes on, to be thankful that you are safe at this moment, to be thankful for all of these things. This is gratitude. It is very important to understand this. So even though it seems as if everything is falling apart, wow, how lucky you are. You have a place to live. You have food to eat. You have all of these things. What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing. And understand that if you don't have these things at the moment, the universe will provide them to you. You've seen many times in your life where you've gone through times of lack, but then those times of lack were replaced with times of abundance because the universe always supplies you with what you need. So this is what we would say is, first of all, gratitude. Have some gratitude for this time that you're in as well. This amazing transitional time where you can see the transitions happening on the surface. You see things changing around you, and the changes are drastic. And this is what you all wished for. This is what you all wanted, and it's here. Time to be alive. What a time to be alive. You are on the cusp of something so beautiful, so amazing, that at this moment within your brain's capacity, your mind's capacity, your heart's capacity, you cannot conceive of it. But once it happens, it will be as if it has always been. And you will look back and wonder why you couldn't have conceived of this. And this is how this movie works. This is how this show works. That's why it is directed by the most beautiful and most amazing directors available in the universe. All of you. You are the directors, and you are so talented creating and weaving these stories together. You'll see, you'll see, you'll see. All right. So thanks, guys, for listening in. So this is just talking about tuning the energy today on May 7th, I guess. Oh, excuse me. May 7th, 2025. So, hope you guys are hopeful. Hopefully, I'll see you soon. And go beach. And ciao for now.